This is absolutely lit. This is lit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. Welcome. Get on in here. Let me butter that biscuit. What's up, lovers? Come on in here. Get comfortable. Get vulnerable. I'm going to take advantage of you. I'm going to leave you gaping. Welcome. Oh, how are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? What are we getting into tonight? Oh, yeah, Donald Trump confronting the South African president with some shocking footage. I was shocked, at least when I saw all these videos when they came out a long time ago. I don't know why. Let's figure out what the fuck's going on. I've been like avoiding, not really like avoiding, I guess, but not even like bothering myself to really cover politics. Whatever. I've gotten bored with it. It's like an old toy that I want to donate. Politics. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care anymore. Israel's running all of it anyway. Why even vote? I'm just kidding. Anyway, let me get to the chat, then we'll get started. We'll take a look at this video. Then, guys, I found some interesting stuff that I'm sure you haven't seen anywhere else, unless you maybe watch Nick Fuentes. But yeah, we got some interesting videos. Now, I don't know. I did plan on getting into possibly some clips of James Comey going on, what is it, Colbert? I think he was on Colbert. Stephen Colbert's whatever show. I don't know. It's surprising still. I'm blown away when I see clips of like people going on their shows and stuff, and I can't believe that they actually have shows. These Jimmy Kimmels and Stephen Colbert's and all these people. I'm just like, I don't know how they survive. I'm just like surprised people watch that bullshit. But anyway, James Comey was invited on to explain away his little symbolic request for Trump to be assassinated, which I haven't broken that down on my stream before, but that is pretty much what it looks like. Anyway, let me go to the chat. I'll say hello to everybody trickling in here. We'll get started. Fucking, oh yeah. Fat Pig was in here first. What's up, Sweet Tooth? Welcome. Bob Cook's up in here. Michael Earl, welcome. Everybody get in here. Get your pants down. Welcome. Johnny Z, Thomas Gilson, Lovers, Dutch Duke, Lovers. Rainy's in here. What's up, Rainy? Johnny Z, Adam Wiley. What's up, Lovers? Donald Ferguson. Honey, shit, it's talking about Steve. Extra small twink size. Yeah, I don't know if any. Whatever. We don't have to. Yeah, extra small twink size. We know what you're talking about, Big E. I don't know if I should lead my show off talking about Bubba completely jobbing me out. I don't know if you heard Scott Starboard's in here. I know he watches Bubba's show. I don't know if you guys heard this morning, but I got jobbed out big time. Like big time jobbed out. And yeah, I don't know. So you guys know yesterday, I showed you guys yesterday, I called Bubba's show. I called to ask him about the Whites for Warren t-shirts. I wanted one. I just thought I'm basically a spokesperson for Whites for Warren as it is. I did the parody song, and it was a smash hit. And, whatever. I just wanted a fucking shirt, wanted the glasses. I also wanted to talk to them about some of the podcast stuff. Because, I don't know if... I remember, and we could really go back and try to find it. But I remember when Bubba, I thought I was under the impression that there was some possibility of me getting some kind of monetary deal with the podcast or something. I think they do that with the rest of the podcast, do they not? Am I crazy? Al Pacino's up in here. What's up, family? Thanks for joining us. Bubs is tripping, bro. I don't know what the fuck. I seriously don't know what the problem is. I got jobbed out majorly this morning, though. But yeah. Anyway, I wanted to call to also talk about the podcast stuff because you know what? I mean, if there was like, even if it was like a few dollars or something, I mean, I don't know. I would have motivation to get more podcast episodes to them if I could, work something out monetarily. Maybe I could even, I won't get into my work schedule, but I could possibly sacrifice some of my actual work schedule. I mean, I don't know what kind of money they get from it and what they would be. I don't even know that they're willing to pay me. I mean, I get the impression that they're not like eager to, right? Does everybody else get that impression too? Something about me being on hold for an hour listening to 3 different Hogan stories that we've all heard. $50 per podcast would be cool. Yeah, dude, that would be worth more than my time. And I could even, yeah, anyway, I have all kinds of ideas and stuff, but it's like, Stacy G said, Seth is the one who makes money from the podcast. I heard Bubba say that once. Yeah, I know. I'd love to do more stuff and maybe make him some more money if I could, maybe. I mean, I just like, I want to do more stuff for him, but guys, I'm working my ass off. I'm fucking working my ass off. And then I come home and I stream and, there's like a few dollars here and there I make off of the by the way, Fat Pig, are you still in here? Fat Pig. Fat Pig, get up in the chat if you're still in here. I'm talking to you face to face, buddy. I don't want you to call in. But anyway, even if he's not in here, Fat Pig, you did get sniped last night. I forgot who this other name is, but Adam Wiley paid me $1, and someone else actually paid me $1 to hang up on you, to snipe you. So just so you know, I did get, well, you got sniped. I got sniped funds. You got sniped. I didn't have to do it for free. So there's that. Serves you right. But yeah, anyways, I don't know. It's not even worth bringing up the phone call. It was so short. Guys, I was on hold. I can show you. Hold on. Should I just... Is this going to be on here? Hold on. Bro. This is my call today. There's no other... okay. This is my call today. 81390 whatever, Bubba. Do you see under where it says outgoing call? Right under here? It says 56 minutes. 56 minutes. I was on hold for 56 minutes. And it felt even longer because he's telling us all stories about Hogan that we've heard. It felt like 3 hours on the phone, on hold, just to ask for a free t-shirt. That's an hour of my time. I get paid like over $20 an hour. I could have just bought myself a shirt. I could have worked and then just bought myself a shirt. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, I really. Bubba makes money off the ads? What are you talking about? I'm reading in the chat. I don't think any of the podcasters makes any money. What? I'm like, what do you mean? Bro, that can't possibly be true. There's no way that's true. These guys are just they're just giving content to Bubba for free so Seth can make money. I mean, it seems like a crazy thing to do, even though I did it for 5 years in the form of parody songs, but no one cares about those. So, but yeah, podcasters, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make money. I should contact one of them or whatever, because I'm not calling Bubba's show again for a long. I mean, I won't say never, but you know what? I don't. Guys, I actually had to I was on hold thinking that I was going to get through so that I could actually talk. And I wasted an hour of work. I could have been paid for that hour, but I wasted an hour of work waiting on hold for Bubba. Brian from Philly's up in here. This is a good time for Brian from Philly to be in here when I'm bitching about Bubba. Brian, I don't know if you heard the show today. I was on hold. I was on hold for an hour while he talked about like 3 different Bubba stories. And what else? He talked about gooning, but not the kind of gooning that I like. The hockey kind is what he was talking about. I like the other. There's a different kind of goon. Anyway, Adam Wiley, bro, stop texting me. Get in the chat. Stop texting my phone. Get in the fucking chat. What is wrong with you, dude? That is such a distraction. This motherfucker, I should show you guys. Adam Wiley is worse than a goddamn scammer. He fucking texts me all day. It's fucking ridiculous, man. All right, let me pull this up. Let's bring up the video. I'm done talking about the Bubba bullshit. I'm not gonna, clearly Bubba is trolling me and keeping me on hold an hour and then almost ending the show without even taking the call. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but I don't have time for that. So moving on. Let's see it. South Africa. Looks like they want to kill Whitey. Let's check that out. That sounds fun. I hate white people. And you know this. I think it's okay for white people to get stabbed by black kids if it's self-defense. Fat pig, are you still in here? You better be in here. I'm talking to you. All right, so let me go. Let me get the wait. Did I say this on Twitter? I think I did. Let's go over to Twitter. Let's go over to Twitter, see if we can see some tits and ass. I want to check out some tits and ass. Let's go to Twitter, guys. Tits and ass. Oh, God. Hold on. All right. Is this all right? Hold on. Because this isn't really like. We'll pull up the full video after. Let's just check this clip out. Let me take you there. Yeah, this is it. Okay. We got tabs on tabs on tabs.
This is very bad. These are burial sites right here.
He doesn't want to look at the video. Oh fuck. This is funny. So let's hold on. Let's check. What does the tweet say? What are we getting at here? Epic. South Africa leaders say there's no genocide in South Africa. So Donald Trump plays South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. The video of all the 1,000 white crosses representing the white farmers that have been murdered in South Africa. This is leadership. When's he going to do this to Netanyahu? Why don't you bring Netanyahu in there and pull the TV out for that? Let's do that. Let's show Netanyahu those you guys remember I pulled up those pictures of the babies that were like charred, and I told you guys it was chicken wings. That's how we got away with that night, remember? You guys remember the chicken wings, right? Why don't we bring Netanyahu in here and show him the videos of the chicken wings, but tell him that it's not the chicken wings, because that's really not what it was, but that's how we got away with. Why don't we do that? All right, let's go.
Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving. They're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
He's like, I had no idea we were killing Whitey. Incredible. This is incredible. Where did you find this? Where is this?
Okay. I mean, it's in South Africa.
We need to find out.
Trump doesn't know where it is either. That's not good. You should be able to tell him GPS coordinates for that spot. Let's do. Look, come on, Trump. Get your head in the game. He's looking. What is that reaction we just got there? What is that? He's just. Is he in denial? I think he's trying to debunk this.
We need to find out.
He's looking down. He's like, no, I don't remember a thousand white farmers slaughtered and then the crosses. I don't remember this. I have never heard of this.
Okay.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced they would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about?
Get him, Qatari. Bro, why would Trump accept that jet? I've been saying from the get-go, what are they? I mean, are they actually going to use it? And is it the same? This is the thing they said that the museum's going to get it afterwards, right? It's not even really like Trump's or the government's thing. They're like, it's going to be part of a museum or so. I don't know. I wouldn't trust getting in that plane. You wouldn't even drink a cup of espresso he gave you. You shouldn't get in that fucking plane. Oh, Kevin Gable's up in here over on the Facebook. Thank you guys on the Facebook hitting the like button. I can see that. Wherever you're watching, please hit the like button. We need it over here. We're fighting algorithms. fighting these gay algorithms, trying to make me talk about gay stuff. That's what they want. They want me to encourage you guys to be gay. And I'll do it for the right price. Pat O'Brien, speaking of Pat O'Brien, welcome. Do you think we should send Seth Shitner to South Africa? Who's that? To South Africa? Oh, what are you talking about? Seth Kushner? Get the fuck out of here. We're moved on from that. I don't think Bubba has twink size shirts.
You gotta get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatar jet?
Seriously, I don't like. Yeah, I know you're saying Seth Kushner. I don't get how he will take a call. He will respectfully take a call from Charlie, who's pretending he wants to off himself. Is that what I need to do, is call in and say I'm going to blow my brains out? And then he'll talk to me? That just blows my mind. I got treated worse than Charlie's ever been treated. That's okay.
They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about...
Holyoke Joe's up in here. What's up, Holyoke Joe? OKC, what's that? Wait, yeah, and Bubba's been really giving you problems lately, so that's good to see and hear. Good to see and hear what? I don't know what's going on. That was really mean. I don't know why, Bubba. I'm speechless. I was on hold for an hour, and he almost just didn't take the call at all. I didn't get to, anyway. We're moving on, guys. We are moving right on. Renee's up in here. Thanks for checking out the stream. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Ignore all the drama that we were talking about. Let's talk about Donald Trump. Trump trolls South Africa. Trump did not troll South Africa. He embarrassed himself. How did he? I'm open to that idea. I'm just now watching this footage. I've just heard other people say that he kind of humiliated the president by showing him all of these clips that are supposedly evidence of a white genocide. They have it worse over there. We're just doing the replacement theory over here. We're just replacing us with immigrants and breeding and stuff, which is cool. I like it. I hate white people. But South Africa supposedly has got a lot worse. So yeah, I'm just watching this clip. How did he embarrass himself? What happened? Break it down. I'll highlight your comment. Seriously, I'm like, I don't care. My goddamn phone. He's not. Oh, you're saying your phone mistyped that? He's not giving you problems. He was actually praising you yesterday and today. Yeah, I know, but I don't know what. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I don't know why he had me on hold for an hour and then I don't know. Whatever. I don't have time. Either way, I don't have time for that. It's fine. Bob D's up in here. What's up, Bob D? His Hogan stories are more important than you, DMS. I know. Clearly, I guess that's I'm doing the math. I am Brian from Philly. He would have talked to Charlie. He would have talked to Charlie instead of talking about Hogan. The clip is a certain party leader rallying for votes, not an actual genocide. Yeah, but isn't he saying kill the? I think I'm slightly familiar with the clip that you're referring to. Is that guy not talking about killing the farmer, the white farmer? Am I crazy? We'll check the. I'll play the full clip. I got the full video saved on YouTube. I just had this clip also saved here. Scott Starbird's Mike 4 or I end it all, Bubba. Scott Starbird's telling me to call in and threaten to off myself. Wouldn't be the most humiliating thing I'd ever done. All right, let's get back to this clip.
A jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions.
You're a disgrace. No more questions. I like how the South African president, Matambe or whatever they said his name. I like how he's just awkwardly looking around, sitting there like, he has to listen to Trump scold the press.
Run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much. President Trump and a disaster from the EMCA in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the screen?
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know.
But you know that
To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say,
I don't know what to do. You tell me. I'm just showing you pictures.
That they were attacked violently. And,
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh my God, Trump, ease up, man. Just relax. Jesus Christ. Bro, they're just trying to get an answer on this fucking jet. Everybody, I've heard a lot of people are just not happy with this jet. They think it's very compromising. I mean, I don't see the point of even really accepting it. If I were Trump, I wouldn't trust riding in that fucking thing, or, I would give it to an enemy who I would not be worried about being spied on or blown up in mid-flight. That's what I'd do with the jet. I'd re-gift it. Renee, farmers are all kinds of races in South Africa, not necessarily white. But what? Okay, so hold on. All right, we can look at some of these fact checks, what they're saying. CNN false suggesting a genocide. NBC, PBS.
You know, you are.
We'll look at some of these fact checks. I promise I'll get to them, Renee, if you're still hanging in here. No white was ever killed as a result of race in South Africa, maybe as a result of crime. You know what? I see people in my chat that are getting they're clapping back at you about this. We're going to have to look some of this up. I mean, I don't think that is true though, or even, provable. I mean, to be fair, the clip played in the Oval Office is a chant from a small political leader in South Africa during vote campaigns. Yeah, but aren't they? That's not. Are you disputing that? We'll have to look at the clip. Are you disputing that the guy is saying to kill white farmers? Is that not? That's like a big deal. Like, you can't say that in America.
So bad. You're such a bad reporter. This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get everyone to talk about
Your reaction to those videos, Mr.
President Trump.
Yeah, so this Scott, this is what I wanted to look up to get into. I was looking at I was scrolling down looking at percentage of white farmers in South Africa. The fucking AI deal didn't really break it down the way I was thinking it would. It's just going, Africa, most farmers in Africa are black. But that's not what we're talking about, right? But yeah, this is what I thought. There was racist laws that were actually passed. I think this is true. You're quoting this, right? I see quotation marks, so I'm assuming this is in January 2025, South Africa passed the Expropriation Act, a law that allows government to expropriate land from white Europeans. You're saying it has no impact? Okay, I don't know how big that politician is, but it's the same, I don't don't want you to think I'm just completely on here sucking Trump's D every night, because that's totally not what happens. We have other Democrat left-leaning people that come into the chat that are friendly with the show, that like to, throw in some opinions from different parts of the spectrum, and I have no problem going there. But I just think, just like when I've covered some of the debates about the insurrection and stuff like that, and how much responsibility Trump has, I feel like this is a thing that if I score this the same way that I scored the insurrection, the January 6th deal, it would be like, out of all of Trump's quotes from that day, and Destiny going over this, I've watched Destiny debate people on it and stuff, and I get a lot of what he's saying. There's a lot of different bits of evidence that if you put it together, you can sort of have a conspiracy that, yes, Trump wanted people to go there and violently do whatever. But unfortunately, you have no direct quotes of Trump saying to go to the Capitol building, break in, do something violent or destructive or anything. There's not even a hint of that. And in fact, we actually have the opposite, where Trump said to go peacefully make your voices heard. The thing with that, not to get too long-winded on the insurrection shit, but unfortunately, with the Trump thing, I'd be more than willing to say Trump holds responsibility and this and that. But it's one of those things where when you are going to, if you're going to define something as an insurrection and say that this person inspired other people to commit violence and to go do an insurrection, to be able to put the blame on that person, you want to set a standard where you're not accidentally, like if you say, oh, because Trump said politically charged, emotionally charged speech and gathered a bunch of people, told them their country's being stolen from them and go march over to the Capitol building, then if you're going to say that is enough to be illegal and that Trump should be charged with something or held responsible, you don't want to throw out all other political speech, to convict Trump of something. When you have a guy, and just getting back to this, I know I'm getting way long-winded in this insurrection stuff. I'm going to start a whole nother goddamn debate in the chat. But anyway, if the guy is directly saying kill the white farmer, this and that, I mean, I feel like that's like, even for me, when I'm using fair standards that I've used to judge other things, that is like, that's crossing the line. A small political party, you have no idea. We live this every day. Imagine fearing for your life every day. Is this someone over in South Africa? Damn, bro. Hang in there. Renee responded, murders and other criminal activities are rampant in South Africa, which makes those in remote areas to be vulnerable to such.
Well, I think the videos are so, no, when you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land.
Why are we cut off here? All right, let's get the full thing. Hold on, guys. We got a long show ahead of us still. I got other clips to get. We're going to get to some Comey stuff, guys. I'm telling you, hang in there for some Comey stuff because there's some interesting shit that's come out. The guy was taken to court. You're talking about the guy that was doing that speech about the white farmers? All right, let me bring you guys. This is 8 minutes. Okay, so this is, I'm scanning through here. There's definitely more clips. Let me bring you guys to this tab. This is the full deal because that other video kind of sucked. I wanted to watch that one because it seemed like I wanted to see the guy's reaction as the clips were playing, and they had the split screen like that. So I was hoping that was a little juicier, but it wasn't. We didn't get enough of the clips. So let's take this from the top. What are we going to add?
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
No, I'd rather answer. It will be.
Hold on, I was reading other stuff. What did he say? What was the question?
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But,
Thank you,
Mr. President, I must say
President
that
Trump.
we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories. And that, is Natalie here? Somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple.
Okay, sporadic shade. I saw you going back and forth. Hold on. Yes, Julius Malema. The court ruled that there's nothing wrong with those chants. You're saying the guy that did these chants, he was taken to court, but he was found not guilty of anything. So they said play ball. What I really took away from this, this is sporadic shade. And thank you guys for checking out the stream. For real, I appreciate you clicking on smaller pages. I've been doing that a lot more recently, is checking out smaller creators. Because you know what, guys? This is nothing against, there are big name shows that I still like and enjoy. But I'm telling you guys, you're only going to get so much honesty from some of these bigger shows. They've picked their friend groups. They're too scared to even make jokes about, people who are supposed to be on their side and stuff. It's just like, I feel like there's a real problem with a lack of honesty and fun and entertainment when it comes to a lot of bigger creators and streams and stuff. So I've been doing that a lot more, checking out smaller pages and supporting smaller creators and stuff, because this is real. We're really like the most honest streamers, the most honest content creators, and some of the hardest working motherfuckers. I mean, I'm just like, I'm not an Alex Stein, but I'm constantly fucking grinding. I'm doing parody songs. In case anybody new is checking this out, I got parody songs. All my uncensored stuff is on Twitter. My Kanye parody that's got like almost 60K views. But I got plenty of stuff here on YouTube as well. So yeah, I'd appreciate the support. DMS, it doesn't make sense to read every one of these losers' messages. They are starved for attention, lonely losers. Jesus Christ, Pat, relax. We're trying to, let other people enjoy the show. I'm not going to cover politics where I'm just like, I already have my mind made up before I watch the fucking video. Okay. I'm not doing that.
Things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would. And turn the lights down. Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
Turn the lights down. Everybody, shut off your cell phones. Get the popcorn.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. So whatever I want to do, we can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Honorable. Yes, honorable member. Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot, kill, Namasa, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer.
Look at this fucking This is dumb.
The man of DAE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Pajama and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. while cutting the throat of voiceless in Ghana. Shoot to kill.
Well, that doesn't sound good. That sounds worse than anything. What was it? Carmelo Anthony ever said.
Yamasa, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer, the farmer. Bah, bah, bah. Shoot to kill. Yamasa, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer, the farmer.
This guy thinks he's fucking Kanye West. This chant sucks. This song sucks.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future. And you understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocide on the
The Boer? That means white farmer? Is that real? Uh-oh, yeah. Descendants of Dutch settlers in South Africa. Boer farmers are descendants of Dutch settlers in South. Okay. Well, Renee, look, I'll show you guys just so you don't think I'm being funny or something here. When you look this up, all I looked up is Boer farmers. AI overview says Boer farmers are descendants of Dutch settlers in South Africa who started in the 19th century, migrated to the Orange Free State, and beyond the reach. The word boer in Afrikaans simply means farmer. They were known for their skills, but it's saying these are descendants of Dutch settlers, right? So are they not white, right? That means they're white. Or am I retarded? Okay, so I think this fuck, man. So am I stumbling on to where some of the confusion comes here? Now, to be fair, Renee, you are right. So, Renee, you are right when it comes to this technically, but I think you said boer means farmer. So that is true. But I mean, it looks like some of the confusion, and maybe I am actually too stupid to split this hair, but it's saying, so it seems like the word boer means farmer, but I mean, unless I'm completely crazy here, colloquially, it seems at least that there's this, just like we have with whatever American English, there's certain words that it has a definition, but there's implications when you use it in certain contexts and stuff. And so I don't know. It could, because even here, when you go to Wikipedia, it's saying the Boers are Dutch descendant, and it's showing white people, the Boer family in 1886. So I don't know. It kind of seems like there's confusion because Boer sort of means white farmer, right? Like colloquially, locally, or something. But like historically, that means white farmer. But the word Boer, it just means farmer, technically. Yeah, no, I agree with you. But here, if you go to Wikipedia, this is Boers on Wikipedia. This is talking about white people here. Yeah, the term Afrikaners or Afrikaans people, like Die Antwoord, is generally used in modern-day South Africa for the white Afrikaans-speaking population in South Africa. The largest group of white South Africans encompassing the descendants of both the Boers and the Cape Dutch who did not embark on the Great Trek. So yeah, dude, I see. I feel like I'm kind of grasping where some of this confusion is. We will still look up. I will. I'll show you guys some of the fact checks. There's PBS. The WhiteHouse.gov has actually responded. I just scrolled past that. Right on this other. On this. On this tab. The White House Gov responded. Let's see what the. Let's look at a couple of these, I guess. Referring to white farmers. Okay. Let me pull up another tab because I want to keep this page up just so we have a direct link to what I was wanting to read there with the White House. Okay, so CNN, let's go to this one first. Wait, okay. Let me bring you guys to this other tab. Fact check. Trump's false suggestion of a genocide against white farmers in South Africa. All right. No, fuck off. U.S. President Donald Trump speaks during a meeting with President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, in the Oval Office of the White House on May. Okay. There's a lot of violent crime in South Africa. There's not a genocide against white farmers there. Claims of genocide can sometimes be difficult to adjudicate. Ain't that the truth? This claim is easy. The facts show that the genocide President Trump suggests might be happening is not happening. And that crime against white farmers in South Africa represent a tiny fraction of the country's overall crime. So this is sort of like what Renee was hinting at, right, in the chat, that this is really South Africa is just a fucking goddamn slaughterhouse. And if you just basically, I think the suggestion here is if you focus on the white people getting killed, you will think that it's just a white genocide, but really it's just a goddamn slaughterhouse in general. So, okay, let's tiny fraction of overall crime. The most recent South African official data shows that the country had 19,696 murders from April holy fuck through December of 2024. April through December. Holy shit, guys. And that the victim in just the U.S. is probably not too far off, but anyway, and that the victim in just 36 of these murders, about 0.2% was linked to farmers or smaller agricultural holdings. Further, only 7 of the 36 victims were farmers. South Africa has black farmers too. The official data is not broken down by race. The other 29 victims include farm employees who tend to be black. Data from groups representing South African farmers also shows that Farmer killings number in the dozens per year, a minuscule percentage of the country's total. South Africa doesn't satisfy genocide definitions. Under the United Nations definition, genocide requires acts such as murder and serious bodily or mental harm committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. As such, there is no evidence that South Africa, whose agriculture minister is white, has made or overseen any such effort. So, I mean, what are they really? Is the claim? I'm seriously not, like, I have not kept up with the South Africa genocide bullshit. I know it's funny to see this coming up, as aren't they the ones charging Israel with genocide through like the ICJ or some shit like that, right? I barely know what I'm talking about, clearly, but is it, is this proof that the government itself is not doing that? But does that mean that there is not a white genocide? There's like, political factions within the country that are promoting it and encouraging it and want it, right? I mean, even if it's the Minister of Agriculture is white, that's like saying I'm not racist because I have a black friend. That's like if I said that. That's what that sounds like. Okay. Claiming genocide against white South African farmers has been pushed for years by white nationalist groups. Trump, who has expedited the processing of white South Africans as refugees, even while keeping all other U.S. refugees resettlements suspended, raised the notion of genocide last week and repeated it during a contentious Wednesday meeting with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in front of cameras at the White House. Trump said at one point Wednesday, "So we take refugees from many locations if we feel there's a persecution or genocide going on. And we had a lot of people. I must tell you, Mr. President, we had a tremendous number of people, especially since they've seen this. Generally, they're white farmers and they're fleeing South Africa." During the meeting, Trump brandished printouts of what he said were reports about white South Africans being killed. He also had Ramaphosa sit through a video montage that included a clip of demonstrations featuring the white crosses symbolizing South African farmers who were killed. Trump wrongly identified these as burial sites, evoking the images of a mass grave rather than symbols. And while Trump did tell a reporter that I haven't made up my mind about whether genocide is occurring, he didn't explain that murders of white farmers are a minuscule percentage of overall murders in South Africa. So there you have it. Do we need to look into the robberies? I think we're okay. Oh, let's check out this. Trump on the expropriation law. Let's read through this. I'm going to drink water. Rubio! Oh, just one more minute. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's a good point. I mean, so I don't know how I did sort of talk about Trump and Netanyahu's bromance sort of breaking up recently. That was a trending idea or perception about Trump and Netanyahu's relationship, but no, you're totally right. This is, yeah, you're right. If Trump still has loyalties to Israel, this is like bringing South Africa representatives in there and being like, "Oh yeah, you think Israel's doing genocide? Well, look at all these white people you're killing." It looks like sporadic shades. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you're saying sporadic shades. I'll read this out. In sorry, it popped up. In 2022, South Africa population was 62 million, with Black Africans representing the largest group at 81.4%. Other significant population groups include the colored population, 8.2, the white population. So you're saying the white population is such a small number that the murders should represent, even if they killed all of them, the murders would only represent a small minority of the total murders in South Africa. 7.3. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. All right, let me read through the rest of this little bit of this CNN article. I don't know how much. Okay. On the expropriation, let's check this out. During the Wednesday meeting, Trump tried to bolster his claim by making apparent references to expropriation law Ramaphosa signed this year, in part to help remedy the racial inequity in land ownership that still plagues South Africa 3 decades after the end of apartheid. A 2017 report found that white people owned 72% of the country's farms and agriculture holdings by individual landowners. What the? Oh, so South Africa. Okay, so that's why the fucking dude, the Google AI has some real autism sometimes. You'll ask it a direct, like a straight up question, and it just shits the bed on you. I don't know why it was so hard for the fucking AI to give me that answer. 72% of South Africa's that's what it's saying here, right? Yeah. Okay, the new law has been attacked by Trump ally Elon Musk, who is from South Africa. The law requires the government to provide just and equitable compensation in most cases to a landowner whose land is expropriated, but it also allows seizures without compensation in certain cases from owners of any race when the seizure is deemed in the public interest. That's scary. And certain conditions are met, such as the land being abandoned, the land being unused because the owner's main purpose is to benefit from its appreciation, or the land having a market value the same or lower than the government investment or subsidies in it. Yeah, that sounds that sounds sketchy. Allows seizures without compensation. Yeah, so dude, this is like, I mean, this is kind of, bro, this people, where's Rainey, the Oklahoma realtor? Get in here with your realtor advice, expertise. Like, I kind of, this is understandable here. Seizure is deemed okay. Also allows seizures without compensation in certain cases. So these are seizures without compensation. These are cases where they allow that. In certain cases, from owners of any race, when the seizure is deemed in the public interest, which is, you can say that about any one of them. It's just, this is all just leaves you wiggle room. And certain conditions are met, such as the land being abandoned. So that's one thing. That kind of like, if it's like some person supposedly purchased this land, the land is fucking abandoned. Whether they left because they're scared or whatever, they just died and there's no family they had, the land is abandoned, whatever. That is like kind of understandable. But the land being the land being unused because the owner's main purpose is to benefit from appreciation. So they're saying if you bought this land and it's farmland, but you're not really using it because you're just like waiting for the value to come up, right? Like people fucking, that's like standard. People do that all the time. And the market value lower than the government investment. Okay, same or lower. Trump claimed you do allow them to take land, and then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. Oh, fuck, this is funny. Trump was spinning fiction once more. No land has been seized under the new expropriation law as of mid-May, Bloomberg reported Tuesday. Trump provided no evidence for his blanket assertion that white farmers are murdered after their land is taken. So I don't know. Okay. Are things being conflated here? Sorry, I left the chat. I was trying to read through that. I left the chat. Sporadic shades. Expropriation law applies not only to land, it applies to all property. So if they want your TV or your car, they can take it. Sounds like a beautiful place. There's no one's property that has been expropriated. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. There's people. Are there not people abandoning their property and coming to the U.S.? Is that not what we've been seeing? So their property is gonna get appropriated? That's what it seems like, Thomas Gilson. If they apply whatever logic they want to, I mean, I don't know. I feel like these standards leave a lot of wiggle room for them. I see what you're saying, though, Renee. There's no evidence of it. It's just propaganda. I mean, I don't know. I think what happens is Trump, like, he has people that show him stuff and they don't really explain it properly. So when he's talking to somebody, he will say shit that's just like, it's just not, if only he worded it properly, he would have a good point. Like some of the footage of this stuff happening, it's not cool. This guy that's encouraging white farmers to get killed, like, it's not cool. And you can get anyone to agree with that. But, when you're saying white people this is the thing. I thought I had seen videos of that farmers were like the people that own the land were killed and their farms were like taken over or something. I thought I had heard about the law. I didn't know if the law applied to any of these cases. That's what I'm saying, is if there's like, we're talking about, is the government doing a genocide? But that's probably not true. But is it angry citizens who are being whipped into a frenzy? Okay, let's read this last thing and we'll check some other stuff out. In February, after Trump administration signed the expropriation law and executive order freezing aid to South Africa, the chief executive of a trade association for South Africa farmers said in a statement, "To be clear, no seizures or confiscations of property have taken place, nor has any land been appropriated without compensation. Isolated cases of land grabs and trespassing have been dealt with." Okay, so this is what I was saying here. I think that there is some conflating of different instances. So when we're seeing angry civilians who are criminal, violent pieces of shit, murderers, and those people get whipped into a frenzy to go kill white farmers, and they do it and take over someone's farm, that's not the government doing it. but it is awfully suspicious, you know, when with all of this shit going on, that the government passes a law that it is okay to reappropriate land. I'm not saying they're related. I'm just saying this is what I think that people are conflating these two issues. Statement said that while the law allowed for expropriation without compensation, this does not mean expropriation without compensation is inevitable. The principle of just and equitable compensation remains intact, requiring a careful evaluation of all relevant factors. All right. Let's get out of that. Let's go back 3 hours ago from the White House. Let's read through this, and then we'll get to the other videos, guys. I promise. We're not going to just be reading the rest of the night. I won't do that to you. Let me get to this tab. Share screen. Okay. All right. Do you guys want to read along? I'll go down here. We didn't even get through that one video. So yeah, we'll go back to this in a minute. See how long this is. Okay, this ain't that much. Let's get it. We'll get this in a couple minutes. Today, President J. Trump showed the world the shocking treatment of white farmers in South Africa, including with a video montage that highlighted the discrimination and violence targeted at the innocent minority victims. President Trump was exactly right. Here we go. We left because of the attacks. You can't stay on a farm as a white person in South Africa. You know you'll be killed, said one South African refugee. This is interesting. Oh, I see what's going on. So the White House is defending Trump, and I guess, can we click these? Yeah, so these are articles. They're citing all these articles backing up some of Trump's assertions and or the theme of his accusations. Okay. Said one South Africa. So this is a link to... This is a recent refugee? Hold on.
Africa was Alexander Bolter, and he joins me now. Alexander, thanks for being with us, and welcome to the United States. I would love to ask you, as you listen to some of the sound we played today from the Oval Office, what is your reaction to the president of South Africa?
I think he did a very bad job today. I think President Trump was ready with the receipts. I think he could have brought a bit more. I think specifically talking about how Julius Malema, how he not only has not done anything against him, but he's also openly said that he endorses Malema, that he is ANC at heart, that he wants Julius Malema back into the ANC. So he's not only not said anything against him, he's come out in support of him.
And
he's also made mention...
Go ahead.
Sorry. He's also made mention, and I wish that President Trump had also showed this, that he will boil the Afrikaners like a frog. So it's not just that he doesn't know what's going on or that he doesn't understand. He knows what's going on.
And remember, guys, we just read that the Afrikaners, or whatever the fuck he just said, that means the white Afrikaans speaking South Africans. That's what that term means, right?
Doing this intentionally.
So Julius Malema, for anyone listening, is the opposition party in South Africa. He was dismissed this afternoon as a small political minority. He has outlandishly called for violence towards white farmers, the death, the murder of white farmers, and as you just shared with us as well, boiling white farmers like a frog. Let's learn about your personal experience, Alexander. What happened with you and your family in South Africa?
Okay, well, I grew up on a farm. Mostly. When I was very young, I wasn't on a farm. And then when I was around maybe 12, we moved to a farm until I was about 17. We left because of the attacks. You can't stay on a farm as a white person in South Africa. You know you'll be killed. And eventually my father said it's not worth it. We have to just flee. So he went over to Zambia, and we stayed in South Africa to try to get an education, finish things up. But I've been the victim of many attacks. When I was 7 years old, it's probably my youngest experience. I was hospitalized at the school because I went to the bathroom and I was attacked by black students because they did not believe I should be there.
Hey, that happens here in America too, buddy. You better look out. They call it the knockout game over here. And they just try to knock you out. And if you're lucky, you don't get killed by your head slamming down onto the concrete, and they only take your wallet from you, not your shoes too.
So that was, I've been attacked many times after that as well, but it also goes to show even the children are indoctrinated into believing that white people are the enemy and that we are evil. And it's, I've never felt welcome in South Africa. I've always felt targeted.
You said that you knew, or your father knew, that staying on a farm in South Africa meant death. It meant murder. Tell me about that. Why is that such a presumption?
Well, it's
break it down for us. Come on, explain it to us. Let's get inside the head of a white farmer who's scared to die.
It's common knowledge. You can talk to any farmer and they will tell you every single one of them knows multiple farmers who have been brutally executed, tortured to death, have their children tortured to death. It's the worst kinds of killings. And when politicians also sing songs about kill the farmer, kill the boer, you know they are targeting you. And you can talk to any farmer in South Africa, just ask them about the security measures they have in place, and you will be shocked. They're the most prepared people on earth for an attack, and they're still being slaughtered. So we know we are targeted. We know that you will be killed.
Now, Alexander, the South African president today almost dismissed your experience and what you've described to us as criminality. He said we don't stand for criminality, but it is criminality. That still, there are government policies, as mentioned by President Trump, that allow a population. First, there are politicians who inflame the population, as you pointed out, but there are also policies, are there not, that allow them to confiscate your farm?
Yes, expropriation without compensation was passed last year, somewhat illegally. It didn't go through the constitutional manner. And that allows for any property. It's not actually just land, like some people claim. It's property. They even specify that it's not land. So it can be a pension. It can be a...
Oh, shit. Who said that? Sporadic Shade, right, in the chat?
House. It can be a car. It can be the clothes off your back. They can take it with nil compensation. Now, originally, they tried to pass expropriation with zero compensation, and they said, no, that's unconstitutional. So they said, okay, we'll do it with nil compensation, and nil can be a form of compensation. Now, to me, nil means nothing, but the South African government disagrees. Another thing I'd like to add onto that, they say it is just...
Okay, so let's go back. We got the point. We got the picture. So then... New York Post, white South Africa couple say, so this is more Trump's evidence. White South African couple say they're victims of racial attacks. Can't wait to be in Trump's America. So these are the different articles. These are the people that are coming over here now that they were referring to that say they're victims. Daily Mail, Breitbart. New York Times, killing white farmers become a flashpoint in South Africa. Sky News, anti-white racism, farmers being targeted in South Africa. Fox News, Independent. So, look, they got a lot of citations here. I mean, is that, what are we going to, are we, I don't know. Are we going to chalk this up to a bunch of different anecdotes and just say, well, they just got a lot of killing. You white people aren't special. There's one I wanted to check out. Hold on. New York Times. Let's look at this. Oh, here we go. No, they want our money. And you know what? There's 10 other articles. Suck a dick. Oh, that's nice. Taking farms from whites is justified because it's not really their land, says EFF spokesman. Is this going to be a relevant video?
Africans, through their publicly elected representatives in Parliament, voted overwhelmingly in support of a motion to accelerate equitable land redistribution through expropriation of land without compensation. Some have become very hopeful, some have become very fearful. It is a question that we will continue to handle with care and with responsibility as the government. There will be no smash and grab of land in our country. That we will not allow.
I'm getting text from a bunch of people.
Thanks to the Opera browser, our sponsor.
Oh, God, fuck no. We are not looking at a sponsor of anything. All right, let's so we get it. There's definitely some confusion with stuff. It looks like I would, if I'm scoring it fairly, I'd say Trump is like half right on this. Nice rip. Thank you, Thomas Gilson. Oh, guys, let me show you. Maybe I won't get it right now. Maybe at the end of the stream. Dude, my mom has a peach tree, and it exploded with fucking peaches. There's like 100 on this tree, and we picked a bunch of them today. I took home about 10, and I probably picked about, I don't know, 30 to 40 total, something like that. Dude, they are so good. I ate one earlier today. Most of them need to ripen still, and I left a bunch on the tree that need to get a little bigger. But they're fucking homegrown peaches, guys. They're so fucking good. And there's a shitload of them. All right, so let's check out. Now, I'm kind of scared. I'm telling you guys, Jimmy Kimmel is one of the worst. If I play 30 seconds of Jimmy Kimmel shitting on Donald Trump, I get hit with the worst fucking copyright violation that my video won't even play at all. These fucking late night hosts, they need streamers to talk about their shows. You guys have terrible ratings. You'd be lucky if I want to fucking talk about your stupid show on my cool show. Fucking idiots. So I don't know how much. James Comey, I wanted to bring this up, guys. Wasn't it Colbert? Right? Motherfucker. I better not get hit with this. I'm going to have to play I'm going to have to play slick with this. I can't show you guys all of this, but look, I'll screen share and I'll drop it and cut the audio here and there, and so I don't know. We'll figure it out, guys. Let's skip to whatever. Bring this douchebag out here. Comey is tall.
You and I spoke last time I was here for your book, talking about your own experience with your own experience in the FBI and in law enforcement. It's called FDR Drive. There it is, right there.
OOG7. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you for reminding. Guys, please, hit the like button, subscribe, all that shit.
You stirred up a little controversy recently. I was going to say you landed in some hot water, but it's not hot water. It's just water because I don't know if you do this on
because everyone wants Trump dead.
purpose just to get attention here. But is this Instagram?
Guys, is it how many times do I have to start and stop this to not get absolutely butt effed with a kizoppy rizite vizile shiz on
Instagram? You grammed this. You were walking down the beach. What happened? You were walking down the beach and you saw this on the beach?
Yeah. 8647. Let me bring it back up so you guys. We all know. We've all seen the picture. What do we got? Rocks and shells on the beach. Stupid fucking bullshit. Comey probably did this himself, and we're gonna get into that in a second, guys. There's some major coincidences with this number, and it got revealed on Nick Fuentes' show. Alex Jones reposted this because it is too coincidental. So let's get to it here.
My wife and I, Patrice, were walking on the beach and
we're walking on the beach. I got to drop this so I don't get hit. Let's just listen for a second.
Saw those numbers in shells on the beach. And
you didn't do this. Somebody else did this.
Yeah, somebody else did it. We were on a
I don't believe that. And we'll get to why in a second, guys. Please stick around.
Walk, preparing for this week, the rollout of my book.
Yep.
She looked at it and said, why'd someone put their address in the sand?
All right.
And then we stood at it, trying to figure what it was. And she'd long been a server in restaurants. And she said, you know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I think it's a reference to restaurants when you would 80.
Dude, this is so suspicious, guys. This is so sus. You got to be kidding me. No one, guys, who does this on a beach? Who the fuck walks on the beach and sees some fucking shells, whatever, sitting out and sits there trying to decipher what the fuck the symbology of what this person meant? Who does that? This is about as ridiculous as Tom Hanks saying with a straight face that he just likes to take pictures of little kids' lost gloves and shoes. It's about that ridiculous. Oh, it's ominous, but it's funny to me. You know, I'm Tom Hanks. I like being avant-garde. I just happen to see little kids' gloves and stuff everywhere. So I take pictures of them and post them on Instagram, and there's nothing weird about it at all. You know, everybody sees little kids' lost clothes all over the fucking place, wherever they go, like a trail of fucking pedo breadcrumbs, okay?
6 something in a restaurant.
Right, it's off the menu.
Yeah. I said, no, I remember when I was a kid, you'd say 86 to get out of a place. This place stinks. Let's 86 it.
Right, I was a bar.
This is what 86 I always knew as getting 86'd means you get kicked out. That's what that means. Now, I will say on Bubba's show, it went kind of over. I don't know if it really went over everybody's head, but it seemed like they didn't pick up on the significance of when, what's his name? Mach. When Bubba was talking about this on the show, Mach chimed in and they were like, they had that one caller, the black caller, I forget his name. But he called in and he explained, oh no, 187 means to murder. So 86 just means get rid of Trump. 8647, that just means get rid of Trump. If he put 187-47, then that would be threatening to, or, encouraging him to be assassinated. Which is a fair point by the caller. But Mach chimed in, and I think it sort of went unnoticed a little bit. Mach chimed in and said, however, if you're James Comey and you want Trump to get assassinated and you want to put that idea out there, you can't directly tell people 187 Donald Trump. Take him out, like, California Penal Code 187, guys. Miserder, red rum, Donald Trump. You can't just come out and say that because you definitely will go to fucking jail. But as Mach said, what is the way to get rid of a president? Like, actually get rid of him. Like, they try impeaching and whatever. You can, with Biden, they floated the idea of what was it, the 14th or whatever the amendment it was, to say that the president is incoherent and fucking retarded, so we have to get rid of him. None of that would even work on Trump to get him out, okay? So obviously, this is if you're James Comey and you wanted to hint at somebody who is crazy, looking for these hints from, high profile people in the Democratic Party, to hint at somebody to take out Trump, you would have to leave yourself plausible deniability as James Comey. So you would say 86-47. And like Mach said, how do you get rid of a president? Bang. They supposedly, someone tried that in Pennsylvania. So it would make more sense for Comey to put 86-47 instead of 187. Because if you put 187, he's definitely going to jail.
Bartender, you would 86 a customer if they were getting drunk. Like, let's 86 them. Let's, like, give them a low proof alcohol, something like that. Yeah.
And so I said, I think it's
what, motherfucker? Let me drop that. I don't want to get hit with a copyright.
Clever political message. And she said, you should take a picture of it. I said, sure. And then she said, you should Instagram that. And boom.
That's what you get for listening to a woman.
Well, the president.
Okay, so we got the story. I'm gonna get hit with the worst copyright. So let me pull this up. I told you guys to hang around because this is interesting. Let me get you guys over to this tab with me. So this is Nick Fuentes getting a chat message from someone in his chat that drops this fact.
James Comey posted the 8,647 seashell photo on exactly the 8,647th day since the 9/11. He was a lead prosecutor during the aftermath. Not normally a fan of conspiracies, but this was obviously intentional. Do you think they could even get away with a false flag on home soil again? This has been a very similar build-up to Iraq.
Bro, we got it. Busted. Bro, how is that even possible? Do you guys understand what this is saying? So this guy from Nick's chat pointed out that 8647 that James Comey posted on Instagram was actually posted 8,647 days after 9/11. And he was involved. He was a lead prosecutor at the time. Let me play this again. Although there's more left to this clip. Let me play the rest of it.
That's actually crazy. Like, is that a coincidence? Can that be a coincidence? Because obviously 86-47, 86 means like to strike something from the menu, right? 47 president. So he's saying, oh, we gotta impeach Trump or whatever. But saying 86-47 on the 8,647 day after 9/11, how could that possibly be a coincidence? Like, that's not even possible. Is that true, though? I hear people saying that. What was 8647 day?
No, it's not possible. That is fucking bullshit to say that that's a coincidence. You have to be kidding me. This is why I'm saying I don't believe for a second that James Comey and his stupid wife didn't put those fucking little seashells on the beach like that. How is that even possible that they just happen to stumble upon that and theorize and pontificate for however fucking long standing there on the beach? They have a personal night out walking on the beach and they have Donald Trump on their fucking dumb brains. Really? You just walk around thinking about Donald Trump on a romantic beach walk with your wife. Sounds like a great life. You just constantly thinking about someone you hate. Sounds like a really great time. Yeah, you guys really walked out onto a beach and found that and sat there trying to figure out what it meant. That's believable. And it just happens to be 8,647 days after 9/11 when you post 8647 on Instagram. That's believable.
Days ago. That's real. Like, how could that can't possibly be a coincidence, can it be? That's just.
James Comey posted the 8,647 seashell photo on exactly the 8,647th day since the 9/11. He was a lead prosecutor during the aftermath. Not normally a fan of conspiracies, but this was obviously intentional. Do you think they could even get away with a false flag on home soil again? This has been a very similar build-up to Iraq.
That's actually crazy. Like, is that a coincidence? Can that be a coincidence? Because obviously 86-47, 86 means like to strike something from the menu, right? 47.
Philip Anthony, what's up, bro? Thanks for joining us. How's it going? He's living rent-free in their minds and so many more. Bro, I would love... it would be very funny to actually think that James Comey is just out with his wife and, she's wondering... she's looking over at him, just picture this. They're out on the beach walking and she's trying to like look into his eyes and have a moment. And he's just looking off into the distance and she can tell he's thinking about something. And she's like, I wonder if he's thinking about another woman. And really, he's just thinking about how much he hates Donald Trump. That is funny. I would love to just believe that James Comey is constantly just like edging himself, thinking about Donald Trump while he's supposed to be out with his wife enjoying a nice evening on the beach. That's so funny, man. I love it. I love the concept. But I don't believe it for a second. Not for one fucking second. I refuse. I wonder where exactly this was. It'd be funny if they had some surveillance, someone's beach house got a video of James Comey sitting out there and putting little seashells in that shape like a pathetic fucking loser. Jesus. Let me drop this. I'm gonna look for something real quick. Oh yeah. Save that. Oh, speaking of taking out Trump, let me show you guys this. We'll end the show with this. Let me pull this up here. I'll hold on to that. Let me bring you guys to this tab. So you remember this, right? Just I want to refresh your memory. You guys remember Kathy Griffin? You guys remember this? This little doozy here. You guys remember this? The Trump decapitation deal? You guys remember how much trouble she got in? Let me show you how it's done, Kathy. That old sea hag? Yes, Thomas Gilson. Let me show you how it's done. This is how professionals do it. This is how you assassinate a president. Yeah, artistically. So this is Guar. I've seen Guar live probably like 10 times or something. I fucking love this band. This is with the new singer, though. The old singer died of like a heroin overdose, but he was so fucking funny. And this is what they do every fucking show, is they bring effigies of random, popular celebrities and or politicians, presidents, whoever. They're equal opportunity offenders and killers. And tonight, you're going to watch them kill Donald Trump. One of the funny things about Guar doing, bringing these people out on stage to get, mock murdered. When they bring one of these people out, you can normally tell, like right here, if you look at this video, Trump's belly in this video looks suspiciously large. That tells you what body part they're going to chop off. Normally, you can tell if they're going to chop off the guy's head, his neck looks suspiciously long. Or like he'll have an arm that doesn't seem to move around. You know what limb is coming off? I like that. You're just sitting there waiting for it. Here we go. Now you get sprayed with blood. This is the best. good shit. That's good shit. Oh, fuck. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. Time for me to get the fuck out of here. Lovers, this has been Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. That's me. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to eat some dinner. Try to get to bed at a reasonable time. Fuck. Fuck yeah. Fucking guar. Guys, I'm excited about going to Wyoming. I'm like, my head's in Wyoming already. And it's fucked up. We're only going for like 8 days. And my buddy was trying to convince me to go 2 weeks. And now that we're leading up to going to Wyoming and we're talking about all these plans of shit that we want to do, I'm like really starting to be like, damn, man, we should have scheduled for 2 weeks because I feel like we're going to really have a good time. And there's like, you know, I know it's in the middle of fucking nowhere where we're going, but there is cool shit to go see and do. Stuff that I can appreciate anyway. Franklin Hawks is up in here. What's up, family? Thanks for joining us. We're closing the show down now, pretty much, though, guys. Yeah, we're closing it on down there. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to Ham. Holyoke Joe, Johnny Z's still up in here. Thomas Gilson, Lovers. Thank you all for hanging. Thank you to our new friends, Renee. And what was the other guy's name? Sporadic Shades. Thank you guys for coming to check out the stream. I think it's the first time I've seen you guys up in here. So yeah, thanks for hanging with us. Please, anybody new, hit the like and subscribe. I stream 5 nights a week on here. I cover all kinds of topics. It's not just all political stuff. In fact, I don't, leading up to an election, I'll cover more political stuff probably. But you guys know I like to do, debate reviews, philosophical bullshit, just cover interesting topics and, have a fun stream. It's a lot easier to have fun than to figure out the truth. So I've decided on the former. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'll be on by it should be 8 p.m. or something. There's there's a few different things I want to review on here recently that have come to my attention. And I don't want to give too much away. But anyways, yeah, we're going to have some fun streams for the rest of the week. And got a lot of stuff, fun stuff planned for the future. You guys, I'm still working on that debunk of a debunk. That professor that's doing, he has some debunk videos, and there's a couple that I have some issues with, so we'll probably get into that sometime soon. I've been working on that shit. So anyway, there you are, Sporadic Shades. Yeah, thanks for hanging with us. Boners up, Holyoke Joe. Everybody, boners up. All right, you guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Everybody take it easy. Thank you for the support. I do all this shit myself. I make my own royalty-free tracks. I got parody songs. We do the streaming shit. I got a few other videos and stuff. So thank you all for the support, recognizing the grind. I appreciate you. I'm out, lovers. Mwah.